and this is your look at the week that was. So today we're going to look at levels in the SPX, the QQQ, the Russell 2000. We're going to talk about what's going on in the VIX, and we'll talk a little bit about bonds and gold because of the Federal Reserve. So with that, let's dig in. So here we are, and the SPX on Friday closed just off an all-time high. It was quite the week. I got to tell you, leading into Wednesday, the week was pretty flat, and expectations had shifted in the Federal Reserve. They'd gone from almost no chance of a 50 basis point rate cut prior to the announcement to about 60-40 that there would be a rate cut, and they ended up being right. We got a 50 basis point rate cut. Now, initially, we got a pop and then a drop, and then on Thursday, boom, market exploded higher. We ran all the way up. At one point, we were up 130 points. Why did we stop? You got to be paying attention to the S&P futures, folks. The peak of the S&P on Thursday was 57.33.57. That was 57.98.5 in S&P 500 futures, which so basically the December future at 5,800 turned into a line in the sand. They sold it, and that explains kind of why we stopped there. I got to tell you, on Friday, which was quadruple witching, I was a little surprised we got a little bit of selling, but they ended up buying it. We ended up essentially flat. New high in the Dow Jones Industrial Average as well. It actually even managed to close up on the day on Friday as well. So all in all, pretty strong day for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I want to talk, Andrew and Hannah talked about this on their presentation on Thursday about, how there was some QQQ leakage, and we continued to see that on Friday as well. Since the Qs peaked on July 10th, we have not come close to peaking out, to breaking. I mean, the highest we've seen since was August 22nd. We didn't close at even above the August 22nd high on the 19th, which was Thursday, and we closed lower than that on Friday. What's happening there? We're seeing money come out of some of the hot stocks of the triple Q and flow into the Dow stocks and other names, which is why you want to be involved with Flash 10. How do you get involved with Flash 10? Click the link at this email. If you're watching me on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a question or comment in the comments, and I'll make sure to get to them. So the Qs, they continue to be soft, and I don't know what it's going to take to get them moving. Probably some love for NVIDIA and Tesla and Broadcom and Microsoft and Meta, not just love for Apple. This brings us to the VIX. VIX closed at 1615, off the lows, but much better than where it had been. VIX futures term structure has really flattened out from where it was at the beginning of the week. We're starting to see October start to really soften up. I'm expecting October to dip below November next week, and for October to continue to soften up. The trade I continue to like is short October, long November, and we saw a huge VIX trade that kind of proves that. Let me show you this VIX trade that went up. This might be my favorite VIX trade that I've seen in some time. Check this out. They bought 78,000 of the 17 puts in VIX for October. So that's short October exposure. And against that, they sold 39,000 of the November 17 puts. So that's the exact spread that I was talking about, just expressed kind of differently. I like that trade a lot. I think that trade is going to pay. That is the spread. I would be doing it. They did it on a ratio, which shows they're going really heavy short October. It's a really interesting play. All right, now with the Federal Reserve, with the Treasury, um, on Monday during our ticker highlight show, we're going to be talking TLT. With the Fed cutting rates, TLT had a nice run. It's pulled back a little bit. Is it time to buy or sell? We're going to be talking about that on Monday. I did a little analysis in our pit report. If you didn't read it yet, make sure you do. But my sense is that's bullish. But maybe the most bullish asset of all is gold. I got to tell you, I like gold at 250. GLD is at 242. Gold looks really hot. There's a lot of money going there. There's a little bit of a flight to safety. I like gold to move higher. Looking kind of across the board, if you want to know why, on Friday we had this really nice. I want to go to the 1 day here, and I want to show you something. We had this big pop in the S&P. We got flat. And then we kind of sold off at the end of the day. What caused that sell off at the end of the day? Look at the move at Apple at the end of the day. Apple was strong, and then they dumped it. So that to me is very telling. I don't know exactly what's going on with Apple, but Apple is so overbought, so overdone. Look at it on the chart here. I don't know what good things are going on. We know their iPhone sales are light relative to expectations, yet they keep buying it. Apple to me is where the real weaknesses in the market is. When Apple falls, that is when the market, I think, really runs into some problems. So keep an eye on Apple. That is the name to watch. All right, folks. Once again, if you missed Flash 10, check it out. It's in this email. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. Have a good one. I'll talk to you guys soon.